All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital. This is the nightly strategy podcast for Friday night, August 25th, 2023. We'll start with the hybrid swing portfolio. This is Alcoa 30-minute charts. So, yesterday we closed the no lose plus dinner for two. Today, everything rolled over. We took the collapsing dragon and the uh, dragon exit for about +1. I'll be ready to re-enter on the short side again um, on Monday. AI, no trade. Yesterday we had the fail and then the stop and reverse. Today there was a tradable move intraday, but no trade on the 30 minute. Amazon gave a SSC entry today for those trading that one. I'm not trading it, but my brother is. Caterpillar. So we initiated the yesterday. We had the short, covered that today on the PSAR flip for +1, and then made that a stop and reverse, and now we're holding about +1 on the long side. So I'm hoping this is part of a large bottoming process, and that next week we're able to get out of this chop and return to the 10-day high. That would be nice. Cliff Natural Resources, no trade. CVS initiated the like a Z3 pinch breakout of that PSAR. It's a tight risk box. It's holding about +1. So I'm just betting on this being the support level after the harsh sell off. Failure to fail further, I'm betting on the long side. Dish Network initiated the collapsing dragon short. Devon Energy. This was a nice intraday move. So it opened here, zoomed up, came all the way back, held support where it has been holding support, and then intraday reversal. And so I took the standard risk, and then it just exploded. And I took the like a dragon exit for about 3R. That one was a bit of a stunner how fast that moved. Electronic Arts. Yesterday we initiated the stop and reversal short. So we had two positions long, stop and reverse, and then cashed right here for about +3. Emerging markets initiated the COTA 2 long. Ethereum, no trade. Mexico, COTA 2, and then Dragon exit for +1. Brazil. Also a COTA 2, like a 1, 2, 3. This was not so much a COTA 2 as an SSC, I would say, actually, with a 1, 2, 3. And I took this as failure to fail further. It didn't fail. So I tried a 1, 2, 3, and then there was little to no follow through. So basically a scratch. Um, Intel, I took the COTA 2 PSAR flip for, and it's holding +2. International paper, COTA 2 scratch. Real estate, no trade. Regional banks, no trade. Mattel, Kata 2 re-entry, and that one really took. I'm expecting big things from this next week. We had the two positions long, and then exited, and then today on the holding of the Kata 2, it blew right through this. There was a chance to get a second position right here on the emerging dragon. I didn't, but holding +2, and the fact that it's of um, north of this support or resistance level, I take that as a very strong sign. So I'm looking for more out of Mattel next week as a market leader. McDonald's tried the emerging dragon and took +1, no overnight risk. Merck initiated the Kata 2. Microsoft initiated Kata 2. Marijuana, Kata 2. NVIDIA. So this was kind of a sleigh ride here. This was it closed here, gapped all the way up, and then started selling off. So yesterday we took that for about +5. And then today, the rest of the day, it did nothing but fail. And then today, that failure continued, so I tried the short and took the dragon exit for about 3. Like that one. Clean Energy, SSC long. Rivian, SSC long, and then exit for a no lose kind of a trade. Tesla initiated the Kata 2. And US Steel. Let me go back to Tesla. I really like this one. I like the chances here. The fact that it had higher highs. And then these lower highs. Feels like there's a chance for this to make a run all the way up to the 10-day high and beyond. So I like Tesla's chances next week. US Steel. No trade. I like the sideways quiet channel that's developing. There's a real opportunity for this to be a tight baseline here and then have strong breaks in either direction. I'll be ready to follow price on that. As long as it's staying above this price level, that from that gap based on the as long as it's north of 29, I think there's a good chance for a follow through. All right, let's look at the sniper trade of the day. So now we're on Intel. This is on 3 minutes. So here's where it closed yesterday in this area here. Here was a bit of a gap down, sell off to here. That sets up an OR3 right here. And then on the next bar, it takes off. So we're playing the long side with the standard risk box. Check or hold. And nothing. I take about a 0.5 loss, stop and reverse to the downside. It immediately reverses on me, so I scratch that one. And then basically on the PSAR flip, I take that long again. So basically this one was long, exited, stopped and reversed, scratched, took this one long with the standard risk box here, like that. Okay. So a lot of activity for not much result right there. That one has an initial burst and gives me about half an R. It reverses all the way back down through the PSAR, and now this is feeling like just chaos. Um, but that one paid off for about 2R. So that one's about +2. This one is about zero point 0.5. This one is minus zero point 0.5, and that one is a scratch. So basically, when all the smoke clears, we exit here. We covered that short, and we're holding about 2R to the good. Okay. Uh, Delayed reentry on the PSAR flip for about an R. Caught a 2 reentry for about an R. Caught a 2 reentry for about an R. And that just feels like that was about it for the day. It was a real grind of a day. But the net result was about +5 just by sticking to it, playing one position, and getting the work done. All right, let's look at the traders today. About 1 execution R for Jose off the SSC, essentially an SQC and a COTA 2. So there's a low, a higher low, and he gets about +1 execution rich, which is for him about 0.3. Minus 0.1, so fractional loss on failure to follow through here in Alta. Advanced Auto Parts gives about half of an execution R. So it was a grind today, but he brings home about 1.2 R for a net for the day. So good work, taking what the market was willing to give. Brian, a couple fractional losses here, and fractional loss in Euro Disney too, or Euro dollar as well. So very relaxed after his great days yesterday. This was kind of an inside day in the time that he has available for trading. There was more available later, but this is the window that he has to work with. So a good yeoman's work today from the boys. All right, let's shift to the weekend report. We are still in bullish volatile. There was just a little bit of recovery today. We're at this crucial Z-1. The last time it was here, it rolled over and had a nice swing trade, so there's a possibility of this move. But there's also a possibility of a sharp shock here. We're not out of the woods yet. In ETF2, a couple more indexes went below their 4-month moving average, so we're only at 40% exposed there. This is a continuation of last week's commentary, although there was some evidence that it's holding at this crucial level, right where you would want the RL10 and the RL270 were. That sets up a zero state, which again, this is still scenario 1. This breakdown to here and a test would be scenario 2. A breakdown of that, the worst case, would be a scenario 3 meltdown to 390, and then an aggressive move to here that followed through would be scenario 4 that took out the emerging dragon. That's about the priorities and probabilities, I think. I think this is the most likely, followed by this, and then a wild runaway move up there next. Showing some signs of stabilizing on the 3-minute after the PSAR flip. It didn't fail further. The 9-day is holding above the PSAR, so that is still longer term positive. That's why I think the upside move is a higher probability. It's not a runaway move until it gets above this, which is about 470. The 150 is showing two legs down. There's leg one, leg two, and then stabilizing near the 30-day low. That's why if this breaks, it's huge downside, but a good chance of recovering. Notice the size of today's range. Large range day. Yeah, large range day again, and then the 30 just so shows how vigorous that move off the bottom was today to close pretty well. That was a nice intraday recovery, very much tactical trade. Not out of the woods yet. This is still locked in the middle of all this chop. So there's a, again, strong move in either direction is indicated. But I will say that it was able to get through the PSAR flip after holding support, and it went from winter to spring. So tentative optimism. Where was the strike this week? Qs and Latin America. Tech, Latin America. Real weakness here in Australia and Asia less Japan. ETF 32 portfolio. Energy had the bounce that it had this month kind of failed. Silver and gold had a nice run this week for tactical traders. The emerging winners: Microsoft, Apple, Visa, IBM, Intel. So old school tech. Intel, IBM, Microsoft, Apple. That's old school tech. You can see that we've only got 4 indexes above the 4-month moving average, which is why we're at 40% allocated, 60% cash. We're in bullish volatile conditions. The S&P is greater than EFA. Inside the U.S., it's tech, large caps, mid caps, small caps. Some tactical winners this week was in oil and energy commodities. Otherwise, the winners continued to win. Trading opportunities are those that are liquid. These are the top 30 liquid ETFs based on average daily dollar volume last 30 trading days. And the ones that are exceptionally volatile are in the green. That's energy, semis, old school tech, China, regional banks in Brazil, oil exploration, biotech, and gold miners. All legit targets for short-term trading. Shifting to the daily, we've seen these already. Yeah. Quick look at the Dow Tactical. Just one breakout to the upside, IBM. Still plenty of opportunities for trade framing to the upside for swing trading one day at a time. Devon Energy had a strong day along with Tesla. In the ETFs, just one breakout. And that was in agriculture. Again, a lot of opportunities on the auto framer. It's hard to get worse in regional banks right now. See, it's been a percent loser. I will say, however, that one that turned around was clean energy. So today it was an exceptional performer, but otherwise it's just been getting murdered. So maybe that's the first day of a tactical recovery. We'll be ready to trade that one Monday. It's a buyer's market for the trade framing. Look at all these that are better than 2 to 1 on the auto framer. Disney, Goldman, Walmart, Boeing, Caterpillar really stand out. In a bull market, you got to like the fact that diamonds are at 2.5 to 1. Got to like that, I think. In the daily squeeze, only 3 were better than 2 to 1. I like Disney and Microsoft. Microsoft is close, so there's still opportunities there. And I like McDonald's is pretty close at 1.7. In the hybrid swing, I've got that sorted by reward to risk ratio. I'll be looking, for these guys right here next week. I like when AI is at 2.5 to 1 and was up positive today. I like that for the potential follow through next week. Kind of a very tactical market today. Walgreens continues to get murdered. Cliff was down big. But IBM, Devon Energy, as we've seen, ExxonMobil. Kind of a choppy day today. Tesla, in terms of frog list and trading value, Tesla, Intel, that's a pretty good top 5 right there. Tesla, Intel, marijuana, clean energy, and NVIDIA. We're liking that. All right, that's everything for today. Let's get this published and posted and be ready for these guys again on Monday. Story time in the morning. Foundations and creativity check-ins on Sunday at the usual time. Take good care.